Hey everyone in internet land, Tristram here from the Wild Turkey team of Australia, and I'm incredibly excited to be able to share with you the newest release from the Wild Turkey Masters Keep series, the Cornerstone Rye. But before we dive into it, I hope you've all had a chance to visit my counterparts, Luca and Jay, as they talk you through two other incredible releases from our distillery in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. One of those being the Wild Turkey Long Branch, and the other one being the OG Jimmy Russell Special, the Wild Turkey Rare Breed. Now, the Masters Keep series was first seen and launched in 2015 with a 17-year-old Kentucky Straight Bourbon whiskey. In the same year, Eddie Russell, our now co-master distiller, was given that title by his father Jimmy, after spending 34 years learning everything he could from his father. It's an incredibly interesting series where we see a lot of new additions added year on year on year. At the moment, the rye, incredible. Now, it's not even super unique for this specific series because we've never done a rye in the Masters Keep. But Cornerstone also shows the fact that we are releasing the oldest rye whiskey ever from the Wild Turkey or Russell's Reserve distilling brands. With that in mind, we talk about rye being a little bit spicier in style, and that's done from the fact that the base of it has to be at least 51% rye for the mash bill, whereas bourbons will be at least 51% corn. And no matter what you're drinking from Wild Turkey, whether it be rye or whether it be bourbon, I can let you know that every single grain is 100% non-GMO. Jimmy and Eddie are very firm believers in making sure that the grains that we use are non-GMO, and in their own words, it creates the best Wild Turkey bourbon or rye whiskey. Now, the Cornerstone itself is at least 9 years old. I can let you know the oldest will be close to 11 years old. And as a little personal note, I can tell you that that same rye whiskey at about 12 years old, just the oldest portion, is incredibly tasty. And I was very fortunate to be able to taste that at the distillery earlier this year. What you're going to find as well is that it does have a good proof level at 109 or 54.5% alcohol by volume. But with that in mind, you're going to think it might be a little bit too aggressive. I can tell you it's not as well because Eddie has gone and non-chill filtered it. So making sure that all of those beautiful textural components and oily characteristics are still present in the liquid. And that just means it's going to be a beautiful, smooth ride, whether you need to add a splash of water or not. Now, instead of running you all through the tasting notes and nose and aromatics and flavors, I kind of feel like that's the most fun that you get to have when enjoying whiskey and playing games with your friends about what you can smell and what you can taste. So with that in mind, I just want to leave you by saying cheers and stay safe.